This episode of the Brilliance Plus Passion podcast is brought to you by the Podcast Reach System. Are you ready to exponentially reach more profitable customers? Launching and hosting your own show is your proven best solution for networking, client attraction, and establishing your celebrity expert brand. Visit www.podcastreachsystem.com and claim your rightful place as the leading star of your industry so you make a difference for your community, market, and audience. Welcome to the Brilliance Plus Passion podcast. Join us as we celebrate entrepreneurs, business creators, and brilliant minds who reveal what they are doing to make the world a better place by being part of it. Be sure to visit our website at www.brilliancepluspassion.com. While you're there, subscribe to us via your favorite network. Now sit back, lean in, tune in, get your notepad and 2 pens ready, and let's get started.
My name is Adam Homey. I'm your host, and I am honored by your wise decision to tune in and invest in yourself today. Right now, we are speaking with Chris Pistorius, who is the founder of KickStart Dental Marketing, which has been consistently listed as one of the top dental marketing companies in the country by UpCity. He has over 15 years of experience in dental marketing. He's going to tell us more about that when we get to that point in just a minute in our conversation. I encourage everybody right now, visit our website at www.brilliancepluspassion.com, find this episode, and you'll find more resources and information about Chris and KickStart Dental in the show notes. Chris Pistorius, welcome aboard. It is such an honor and a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So the first question is, how does the work you do make the world a better place for your clients, customers, and the world at large?
Yeah, I think that since we're kind of an exclusive agency, we really try to work with the best dentists in the country. And when we can do the jobs that we want to, and we are as effective as we can be, it dramatically increases the value of life, I think, for our clients in terms of more income, being able to spend more time with their family, more financial freedom, because we're bringing them that flow of new patients. And then for their clients or their patients, these are the top dentists in the country, and they're more easily found, and we're connecting our clients with those valuable patients, and those patients are getting a tremendous value from finding such a qualified dentist.
That's awesome. So what is it that you actually do? I get dental marketing, but tell us a little bit more in detail about about what people actually gain from working with you.
Yeah, so we're a digital marketing agency specializing in dentistry, obviously. But, we do anything online, digital. So you can think website, SEO, online chat, reputation marketing, videos. We've got a whole arsenal, if you will. But I think it's important to really fine tune that arsenal and customize the marketing plan for every new client that comes in. Because in our world, a dentist isn't just a dentist. I think every dentist has to have some sort of a unique selling proposition that does make them unique. And once we figure out what that is, then we can go to our arsenal and use the weapons that we think are going to attract that audience.
Fantastic. In your experience, what are 3 of the most common questions that people have, like the FAQs, when they're asking about what you do and working toward their decision to work with you?
Well, a big one is always, how much does it cost? So that one comes up quite often. But I think it's similar to, what can you do for me? I mean, there's a lot of marketing agencies out there. And a lot of the times when we get a client, they've already been through an agency or two and it just didn't work out for them. So we get a lot of those questions along. What do you do different? What are you going to do differently for my campaign? What kind of results have you gotten for other dentists? Then, of course, the cost.
Yeah, that tends to be a big one, no matter what kind of agency you have. Is all too often you get the folks that have been burned by somebody else.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's those same prospects you spoke to who then went off and worked with somebody a lot more expensive than you, and then want to come back and see if you'll give them a discount for their problems. And I don't believe in that myself. However, I believe that part of, and I think I mentioned this because I think it ties to some of the work that you do with your dental practice clients is, yeah, people can shop for dentists and they may have a conversation with this one dentist and then they run off and actually work with somebody who's more expensive and then they're dissatisfied with their results. And now they come back and they want the original dentist to eat that. And,
Right.
if you're stuck in that mode, this is where your type of work comes in. Dentists are candidly about a dime a dozen. I can think of 15 I know off the top of my head. What makes them special is who they are.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, at the end of the day, people buy from people, right? So
Right.
like a pet peeve for me is that I go to a dental website and it's just full of stock images. Well, I mean, when people are making healthcare decisions about their family, they don't want to see a bunch of actors and actresses, and people know when it's stock imagery, right? So
you can tell easily.
yeah, pay the few $100s, get a good photographer in there, and let's use the images that are going to sell your services.
Yeah, when I'm going to a dental website, I want to see the staff and I want to see what the office actually looks like.
Right.
You give yourself, you allow your potential patient to visualize themselves in your waiting room, visualize themselves in your exam room, visualize themselves in your chair. So they begin to already feel the comfortable, pain-free experience that makes dentistry fun.
That's right.
Okay, I'm reaching, but many things are possible. Now,
yeah, I like it.
Yeah, now what are a few questions you wish people would ask when considering working with you?
Yeah, I think that they should ask about, more specifics about results versus price, because what I try to explain is that a marketing campaign, if it's good and it's working the way it should, it's not an expense to your business. It's an asset. It's bringing in revenue. I mean, if you're not bringing in $3 to $5 for every dollar that you're spending with an agency, then something's broken, right? So I try to get them in that mindset of, look, you're not doing marketing to save money, right? You're doing marketing to bring in more new patients. So I think if they would ask more questions along the lines of results and what that means to them in terms of revenue, and also, it seems like sometimes they're kind of set on, all right, it's November, I spent $2,000, you brought in $3,000, I only made $1,000. Well, no, because the patients, if we brought in 20 new patients, you're not factoring in what the lifetime value of that patient is. What if 75% of those patients come back for 10 years and they each refer 3 other people to your practice? Right. So you have to look at it more than what it is right this second. You have to look at what it's going to bring to you over the lifetime value of a patient. Right.
You have to have sort of a holistic view of this. And if you're in dental practice and you're only thinking of, well, how do I get that one set of cavities filled? They're going to need more cavities, and they should be getting checkups. They should be getting cleanings on a regular basis. They may need crowns as they go along, and you want to be their first and only call. But if you don't have that relationship, they're just going to keep shopping around. So let's shift gears. And I want to ask a few things just for fun to help our listeners get to know you a little bit better, and maybe some of your listeners as well. The first thing is, what would people who know you be surprised to learn about you?
That know me? Wow. Probably that my first car was a 1983 Chevy Citation.
My dad had one of those, basically. It might have been an 82, but I'm familiar with the vehicle.
Yeah, it was a piece of junk and a little embarrassing to drive, but hey, it is what it is, right?
Absolutely.
Builds character.
What do you hope people say about you when you're not around to hear it?
Say that one more time.
What do you hope people say about you when you're not around to hear it?
I think that guy's impressive, right? In terms of just, being knowledgeable in business and, just being a good guy and being friendly and being a good friend to people.
Yeah, I think that's great. If you could go back in time and change one thing you've done, one thing you've experienced, one thing that happened, what would it be and why?
I would have probably taken school a little bit more seriously. I was always one of those kids where they would tell my parents that I'm not meeting my potential, or I'm not, what was the term? I'm not reaching my full potential or something, but I never really took school seriously and I never got great grades. I did okay, but nothing spectacular.
Right. Well, I saw my way through a few things, or seed my way through a few things myself. I think we all have.
Right.
What famous person, alive or dead, would you like to meet? And if you had the opportunity to do so, what question would you have for them?
Wow, probably Elvis Presley.
Okay. That's the
Yeah,
first time we've heard Elvis on this show, and we've heard a lot of pretty interesting answers. So tell us about Elvis.
Well, can you just imagine the back knowledge he has on so many other artists that influenced, people in the United States over the years? And just those stories would just fascinate me about, just regular life stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And what motivates and inspires you to keep going when you're having a tough time or facing a challenge?
I think probably just you have to think about the work you're doing and how it impacts other people's lives, my employees, our clients, their families. And I think you almost take on a certain amount of responsibility in that sense. And to me, I mean, some people see that as crippling stress sometimes, and it can be, but, I see it as motivation and just wanting to do better and learn from what we did yesterday and apply it to today.
Exactly. So finally, and I'm going to share the invitation you have for our audience in just a minute. I'm going to do that for you. But in general, what is one action that you would urge our listeners to take the moment they finish streaming this episode?
Do something. Don't just sit around and wait for something to happen. Go make something happen. I don't believe that opportunities just come to you. Sometimes they do. But in my world, you have to go create your own opportunities. So go do something, whatever it is.
All right. So really, it's fantastic. I'm so grateful to you for joining us today. And before you go, I know you have an invitation for our listeners. And this is to check out your website, KickStart Dental Marketing. The URL, and I'm going to display it on my screen right now, is simply kickstartdental.com. And I'll say that one more time for the people who are out jogging or walking or driving or whatever they're doing, that they may or may not possibly should be looking at screens anyway. It's kickstartdental.com. And in short, this is where dentists went online. Today's dental world requires a different way of marketing for success. I know you call it alchemy, which is the bringing together of best-in-class marketing strategies to create a whole better than the sum of its parts. So again, everybody visit kickstartdental.com. And with that, Chris Pistorius, thank you so much for being with us today. It's been an honor, and believe me, an education.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Thank you for tuning into the Brilliance Plus Passion podcast, where we celebrate entrepreneurs, business creators, and brilliant minds who are making a difference for their community, market, and audience. Remember to visit our website at www.brilliancepluspassion.com and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're here, subscribe to us via your favorite network. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Brilliance Plus Passion podcast.